Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review and show you why I love this Dreame D10 Plus Generation 2 Robot Vacuum Cleaner. So we're going to talk about the robot vacuum cleaner, then we're going to show it cleaning up some muddy mess on this hardwood floor. Now reason number one is I love that it has LiDAR navigation, and along with that LiDAR navigation, it has a really good app that you can use on your phone. Reason number two is price. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I like that it has an auto empty dock, so it's going to vacuum your house, come back to the dock, and it's going to auto empty the dust bin. So everything's going to go in here, and then another vacuum is going to kick on and suck everything out of the robot. Once in a while, you will have to replace that dust bag. Now, reason number three is it actually is a really good vacuum. It has 6,000 pascals of suction. Now let's take a look at the robot. Now, obstacle avoidance, it has to be taller than 4 inches so the LiDAR could sense it, or the bumper has to be able to activate. It doesn't have a sensor here on the front that can sense low things to the ground. This sensor is for returning to the dock. That's where it's going to charge the robot, and here's where it auto empties the robot. Now on the bottom, it does have a mopping pad attachment. This is where it's going to auto empty. There's the brush roller, drive wheels, a side brush that's going to spin, and this is where it charges. These are the fall off sensors, so it doesn't fall down your stairs. It does not have a carpet sensor, but in the app, you can go put where the carpet is in your house in the app, and it will avoid it. You have to do that in order to not mop your carpet. Now you can remove this by just pressing these little buttons on the side. You fill the water tank up right here. The mop pad is just held on with Velcro. Now there is a water pump inside here that will spray the water come out. It'll come out 3 little ports right here to keep the mop pad nice and wet while it's mopping. Now the robot cannot lift the mop pad and it can't push it down. It's just going to rely on dragging it across the floor. Now for light mopping, that's going to work. And then when the robot docks, I like that it's able to auto empty with the mop pad installed. Then when you get home or when you have time, you can take this off, put this in the laundry. It's just held on with Velcro. And then that way this will have picked up all the dirt off the floor. Then you clean it by putting it in the laundry or washing it by hand. Okay, here we've got some mud on the floor. We've got some dirt and debris. Let's see how it cleans this kitchen. So here we have the Dreame app. Again, it does a really good job of mapping your house. You can divide it up into different rooms. The purple is a no mop zone because I have a rug. So it's very important you're in control of where that is located. So if at first it mops your carpet, just kind of adjust that so it doesn't mop your carpet. Here's a no-go zone. I have a bunch of cables over here on the floor, so I'm going to have it stay out of that room. Let's do a room clean. And we can change the cleaning. We can do sweeping and mopping, or mopping only. Different levels of suction and different levels of water level, of how wet it's going to make the pad and how many passes it can do. All right, so there we go. We're going to hit start.
Start selected room cleaning.
So it's going to undock. I already had the mop pad wet. You're supposed to kind of pre-wet it a little bit, and then it will keep it wet with the water that's in that tank and a pump. Okay, so here it is. It's vacuuming and mopping right now. And again, it's just dragging that mop pad on the floor, but keeping it wet. Now, obstacle avoidance is not its best. We'll check the corner cleaning capabilities. It does a pretty good job. And it does go right up next to the cabinets. Now once it does the perimeter of the room, then it's going to go back and forth and make the straight lines in the center of the room. So there it did. It does streak a little bit, but I got it. It's going to do 2 passes. Now again, it's having a little hard time. That was a pretty big muddy mess. For everyday mopping, it's going to do a really good job. But if you do have a mess, you're going to want to tell it to do more than one pass. And again, I had to tell it not to mop that area with a no mop zone, or it would have went over that carpet right there. Now when you want to vacuum carpet, you simply just take the mopping attachment off, and then it can vacuum everywhere. It can vacuum your entire house then. The mop pad attachment is very easy to take on and off. And then I like that the app shows you exactly where the robot is vacuuming. You can see a live view of it moving on the map. And now it's going to go the opposite direction. So first it went like this, now it's going to go like this to try to clean that stain up. And I could have it do up to 3 passes. Almost was able to get it. Again, for everyday mopping of your floor, I think it's going to do a really, really good job. And I do have that on the wettest setting possible. Okay, so when it's all done, it's going to come back to the base station, and it's going to auto empty everything into this dustbin. And I like that you can leave the mop pad attachment on and take it off whenever you have time. I am going to show you the mop pad here.
Start charging. Start auto empty.
It's about 78 decibels. Okay, just press the side buttons on here or pull those side buttons back. Here's the water tank. So we can see it did capture quite a bit of that mud. Again, it's up to you now to clean this mop pad so that it will be ready to go for next time. Again, it didn't get all of that mud off the floor. Okay, so earlier I told you price was one of the main reasons. This is on sale for $259. I bought this with my own money, wasn't paid for this video. So that's going to be a major determining factor in why I like this so much. Now, again, it's going to be a lot of work on your part. It doesn't lift this mop pad. It doesn't vibrate it. It just, it just runs it across the floor. So for $259, if you don't mind doing a little extra work, it's actually a really good robot. And it doesn't have a carpet sensor, so you got to go in and manually tell it where the carpet is, which takes a little bit of extra work. The more expensive ones have carpet sensors in them, and it just does it automatically for you while it cleans your house. And more expensive ones can raise and lower the mop pad depending on if there's carpet. But those cost more. None of those are around this price point. It does do up to 3 levels of your house, so you could have it map 3 different floors of your house. It does have a floating brush roller, so the brush roller can move up and down. The robot doesn't move it, it floats. Now, I do have a whole setup video. I show you how to unbox it, set it up for the first time, how to tell it where the carpet is, map your house. Just a really extensive review on it. Again, it's got a really nice large dust bag. It's a little bit on the loud side for auto empty, but it's just super easy. I love the LiDAR navigation. If you're looking for something with obstacle avoidance, this is not going to be the robot for you. So if your house is generally picked up, again, it's going to do great with like chair legs and chairs. But if there's constantly toys on the floor, or if your dog makes a mess on the floor, it's going to run it over. Unless it's 4 inches tall and the LiDAR can see it. Okay, we're going to do the carpet torture tests. Let's say your kid leaves a toy out. We're going to see if it avoids it. But I got a bunch of long hair and dirt and debris in the carpet. I've got the suction all the way up to maximum. So about 75. There is quite a bit of air coming out that back right there. Now, I absolutely love the Dreame app. It's got lots of functionality. I love the LiDAR. Again, it just works. It's the same app for the more expensive robots. They take some of the features away. All right, let's see how it's doing. See, its obstacle avoidance isn't the best. And even though that's taller than, well, the back of it's not taller than 4 inches. Yeah, it even struggles when it is 4 inches tall. So this is not going to be one for obstacle avoidance. They don't claim for that. They say that front sensor is strictly for docking, and it has the LiDAR is where it gets its optical avoidance, and the bumper. But this is an amazing price point. Now I'm going to really start diving into these sub 300 level robot vacuum cleaners, because there's been such advancements in this area. There's some out there that are not good at all, mainly Roombas. And now it's going to go back and forth and make the straight lines. So this did get my Just a Dad sticker seal of approval in the unboxing. Now, this is not going to replace an upright vacuum cleaner. You're still going to have to vacuum your house once in a while, but it definitely keeps up with, you know, to say these don't work is not true. They do vacuum. They do. You're going to see this this is going to be full. So they do work. It's just, is it the same as an upright vacuum that you plug in that has super strong suction? You know, no. If I go over that with a vacuum right now, there's going to be stuff left in the carpet, no doubt. But the main thing, put this on a schedule. Have it clean certain rooms, certain days, because it's easier to tell it to go back home like it's bothering you than to tell it to remember to tell it to clean. That's my number one advice to people. See? It's got a really large dust bin too. Look at that thing. I mean, so it does work. Now, with that being said, there is maintenance. There's a filter there you got to clean once in a while. Let's see how I did have a bunch of long hairs. Let's see how it's doing with long hairs. Yeah, I'm starting to get some hair wrap over here. That's pretty typical on these cheaper ones. The hair typically doesn't wrap here. It goes to the sides and wraps up pretty good. The more expensive ones are starting to solve that problem, but the cheaper ones just haven't got, well, you know, it's all about price. Let's just tell it to go home. Now I'm getting ready. These are brand new Roborock Q5 Max. This is going to be competitors to this. The sub 300, well, when they're on sale, and Q5 Pro. And I just finished, these are Walmart Black Friday sales. That's a $200 robot. I love it. A Shark. They've switched to IQ now, and that's the Shark IQ 2-in-1, and that's $300. So that actually did a really good job of mopping. Okay, so it's back to the dock, and the auto empty system works good. We're going to check.
Start auto empty.
You'd be surprised. Some Roombas can't empty their dustbins, and that's frustrating. I mean, it has to be able to empty the dustbin. Yeah, it did an excellent job. So now once this goes over $400, I'm going to be a little hesitant because there's other ones and I have videos, and I'm going to try to get more organized with everything because I really want to help people buy the right robot vacuum cleaner, because there's such differences, and you could spend $500 and get an absolute piece of junk, and you could spend $400 and get an amazing robot. So I'm going to try to help you. I got lots of videos. Once this goes over $400, it's not a buy, but it's $260. That's an amazing price. So I really appreciate everybody's support. I do use affiliate links. So if you click on a link down below the video, it'll take you to Walmart or Amazon or even Shark or Ninja. And the product won't cost you anymore, but I'll get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to do these honest reviews. So I want to be your source for reviews on everyday household items, all of the future robot vacuum cleaners. I'm really diving deep into robot vacuum cleaners and vacuum cleaners, Tinicos, everything to do with floor care. I want to be your go-to guy. I want to bring common sense reviews to these kind of everyday, how they're used in real world environments. But the main thing I want to bring is honesty from buying the product myself and giving you an honest review of would I spend this amount of money on this product. So be sure and check out my other videos on robot vacuum cleaners and always look for the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. That's going to be a rating that I'm going to give products that I approve of that I think would be a very good fit for you. And again, I just want to say thank you. I've got a plaque from YouTube for 100,000 subscribers. That would not be possible without your help. I really do appreciate it. If you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I also have a new feature coming out, YouTube memberships. I don't know, I'm learning about it. So if you've got anything that you could recommend for YouTube memberships, I would appreciate it. But it's just another way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to buy these products and give you my honest review on them. And as always, if there's something that you're wanting reviewed, leave it in the comments. I bet I've reviewed 30 to 40% of my products based on what people are telling me in the comments. I don't know everything. I don't know all the products out there. I'm constantly in the news, but I don't know all the new products and I don't know what products you want reviewed. So please leave them in the comments down below. And again, thanks so much. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And so if there is also another way of helping support my channel, justadadcoffee.com. When I first started out, I reviewed so many coffee makers that I thought I would brand my own flavor of coffee, and I did. It's Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. It's kind of like a medium to dark roast. It's brewed in the K-Cup form, ground coffee, or whole bean. I think it tastes really good. I brew mine hot or ice. This is what I drink, and I think it tastes really good, so I really would appreciate everybody's support with that. And this plaque I got right here, 100,000 subscribers, would not be possible without the viewers and everybody liking and subscribing. So I really do appreciate this. This was an amazing day that happened about a year ago. I'm quickly approaching 170,000. So thank you, everybody. This is all because of you. I hope I'm helping you. And that's the whole reason behind my videos, is helping people. So there's a couple ways to communicate with me. I do have my own Just a Dad Videos group page where you can join. I do free giveaways there. Now, typically, sometimes it may not be very big products. Those can be super expensive to ship, but we try to give away as much as we can on this. And I kind of post behind the scenes of how things are going and maybe what future videos are. But if you've got questions, this is a really good avenue to reach me. I do try to look at it about 2 or 3 times a week. I also have an Instagram page. Now, that's my son, Shelton Automotive Group. He has his own auto dealership, but you can check out my Instagram. I do kind of behind the scenes, there's a lot of Miss Fiona and different things. So we have a lot of fun over on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, and I'm starting to do more condensed videos on TikTok. They can't be super long, and TikTok has its own TikTok shop. I'm just getting my feet wet in that. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, Just a Dad Videos.